Oh, no. Oh, have you not been able to hear me this whole time? Darn it. I hit the button. I swear I did. If I don't know how long you haven't heard me, but my name is Robin. I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations. I'm an independent designer with Couture, and Couture specializes in reusable silkscreen transfers that can be used up to 8 to 10 times, depending on how you take care of them. There's also chalk paste, but today we're going to use the ink. Unlike the ink that dries semi-permanent and can be removable with water, once you heat set the ink, it is permanent, so it's great for fabrics like t-shirts, aprons, tea towels. It's great for glass and metal, and those can be baked in the oven to heat set. So you can make a stainless steel tumbler, you can make wine glasses, you can make wine tumblers. So the ink is really great. I actually really love to work with the ink. These are reusable, so I'm gonna, since I haven't used this one yet, I'm gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna write the name of the transfer on the back, and I'm also gonna write it toward the top so that I know what orientation to put it back on the transfer on the backer sheet. So that way, and normally, if you've watched a few of the lives that I've done, I've fuzzed the transfer when using it on chalkboards, glass, metal like that. But when you use it on fabric, you don't want to fuzz because you want to get as much sticky contact with your textile surface as you can. And it's actually great to use a brand new transfer that you've never used before for fabrics, because then you get the best stick possible. And I do have my t-shirt here. I have already laid it on an 18 by 18 sticky mat. This does have a little bit of stick to it so that the t-shirt or whatever you're designing on does not move a whole lot. So I'm going to lay this one down. So when I use a big transfer like this, I usually always peel the backer away from the transfer, or I'll end up with a wadded mess of transfer. So I can get it. So I'm just going to peel the backer off. And hope I don't. Okay, so I learned a trick when I was working with vinyl to kind of, just so I know what the center is, I folded it unsticky sides together, and I just put a little tiny crease up here in the top. That way I know where the center of my transfer is. And then when I lay it down, I can get it kind of centered with the V-neck of my t-shirt. That's pretty close. Okay, so I just want to move this up higher. This is always the tricky part, is getting it lined up. So I don't want it too far down. And you want it 2 or 3 inches from the V, or sometimes a couple of finger widths. And I'm only going to be using this America the Beautiful and the 3 stars. So I think that's maybe a little lower, but so I'm just going to go really good around all of these letters and make sure that they're stuck down really well. Once again, if you hop on, comment and tell me where you're viewing from. Share the video out to Facebook land. Tag your crafty friends in the comments. And as always, like or smash that heart button. That would be great. If you've ever used chalk paste before, or Couture products, we always advise not to let the chalk paste dry in the transfer, So you kind of got to go quick, but with the ink, you have a lot more liberty and a lot more time because it doesn't dry in the silk screen transfer. I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to use Cadet ink, which it's out of stock right now, but hopefully it's returning soon. I'm also going to use Shimmer Silver, and I'm going to use Bright White. And the biggest thing with ink is to make sure you don't get it all over your hands. It is washable off your hands, but you want to make sure it's free and clear of your hands before you pull off your transfer. Make sure. So I'm going to do white, or actually, nope, I'm going to change my mind. Nope, I was right the first time. I'm going to do white on America. I'm going to do the Beautiful in the Cadet, and then I think I'm going to use the Shimmer Silver on the stars. And I think that's probably all we'll do with the transfer today. So it's just like using chalk paste. You'll notice it is a little thicker. You're just going to dip your squeegee in the chalk or in the ink, and then you're going to chalk on your surface, on your transfer. Now, if you're messy, or say your transfer ends right here and you're afraid of going over the edge, you can always add some painter's tape or some washi tape to the sides. And that way, if you go over, your area outside of the transfer is protected. Get a little more. So what's everyone's plans for the Memorial Day weekend? Are you a family that decorates grave sites? Are you headed to the lake? Although in Kansas today it is 54 degrees here, which is very unusual for Kansas this time of year. It's usually 80s, 90s. So 54 is a big, it's just unheard of. So I'm just going to continue to add white. And I am kind of going back and forth over it several times. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but here I can see where the white has soaked into the red, so it's kind of pink. So I'll just kind of go back over my areas just to get some more coverage of the ink. I can see where that's soaked in. And then you want to go in and remove all those lines. Okay, get a little bit more. Okay, so I'm done with the white. Just going to put that up there. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my Cadet. Oops. Okay. Then I'm going to just dip my squeegee in. So Chalk Couture has been around for 3 years, and in July they'll actually be celebrating their 4th birthday. So they're still a fairly new company. I joined so that I could get the 40% off of the products. And I started out as kind of a hobby, but I've been able to sell a lot of my finished products. I do have a small team, and I just absolutely love the product. So I think I've got most of the blue covered. And that's the great thing about the transfers and the ink. If I need a cute shirt for a holiday, or I really like one of the transfers and like they have a snarky saying, I just love to be able to make my own t-shirts. I've made a few tote bags. The tea towels are really popular. So then I'm just going to take my fun shimmer silver here. I'm just going to use a smaller squeegee. It's actually one of these squeegees that I just cut in half so that I could have a smaller squeegee. It gets into those smaller parts of the transfer easier. And if you are interested in the bundle that I'm working with today, I do have a cart link in the description of the videos. So just click on that cart link and it automatically adds all of the product that I'm using today in your shopping cart. However, like I said before, the Cadet and the Shimmer Silver ink are out of stock, but as soon as they come in stock, I could let you know if you're interested in those. Okay. I'm going to reopen my inks just in case I've got some spots that I didn't pull very well. As I pull it, I'll check and make sure that I've got good coverage. So I'm going to open these. But I have ink on my hands, and I don't want that on my hands when I touch my shirt. So I am going to grab a wipe, and I'm going to get that off. Make sure my hands are clean. Okay, so here's the fun part. You're just going to pull. You don't want to pull too fast because if you have extra ink on there on your transfer, it may fling it other places where you don't want it. And the nice thing about this transfer, you notice, I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it has a very distressed look to it. And so you can't really tell if I missed a spot or not. Okay. So I'm good. So I'm just going to fold this in half, unsticky sides together. And I've got a tub of water over here to stick it in until I'm ready to wash it in my utility sink. So I'm just going to dip that in there. Get all there. Get a towel. And before I make a huge mess, I'm going to put all the lids back on that I just took off. And I've got ink on my hands again. Again, I'm going to clean my hands because I got ink on them. Okay. So I'm going to dry this with a cool setting of my hair dryer. I just want to get it dry before I pull that ink mat out. Oops. I think I just blew a breaker. Too many things on. Anyway, I'm just, now that I don't have a hairdryer anymore, I am going to just let this dry naturally, and then once I'm ready to heat, I'll probably just let it sit overnight, let the ink dry, and then if I was going to heat set this, I would turn on my Easy Press and put it on 305 for 30 seconds, or if you have a heat press, just heat set it for 30 seconds on each side. If you're using a home iron, you would press for 4 minutes on each side. So I'm going to be done for the day since I just blew out all of my lights. And if you have any questions, post them in the comments and I will get back to those later. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share this out, comment, like, and hit that heart button. Thank you.